navigate into a new career field expediently and more efficiently. Welcome to the IT Auditor's Playbook Virtual Mentor Series.
Hi, I'm Rob Clark Jr. I'm the Chief Audit and Compliance Officer at Howard University. And how did I get started in IT auditing? Well, fact of the matter is, I didn't. I got started in EDP auditing back in the 80s, electronic data processing. Yeah, I'm that old. And when I first got started in that, IT auditing was, in most audit shops, was relegated to those who had an aptitude to be able to understand how to access data. And a lot of that was doing financial reporting and extracting reports from the system for the financial auditors. But then, as a part of the internal audit function that I was in at MIT back in the late 80s and early 90s, we were developing a strong IT audit. Again, it was referred to as EDP audit at that time, but really looking at ways in which we were examining the controls built into the system. I had an opportunity to work under the tutelage of some very patient leaders who were seeing that I had the aptitude and wanting to take me under their wings. Have to explain a lot of things multiple times, but got to the point where I just recognized that that is the wave of the future, and it's something that is going to need to be a part of my skill sets in order for me to progress in the discipline. So took and passed the CISA exam, and then just continued to be on the path of lifelong learning. And quite frankly, I love it because I've been doing this now for over 3 decades, and there is no finish line. And it's always learning new technologies and looking at ways in which I can mentor the people on my team to bring them under my tutelage now and help them to advance in IT audit. If I were to do it over again, what would I do differently? I think I would probably get more involved in some of the certification processes earlier. I'd probably expand that and add several other letters after my name if I wanted to. But I think what I would also say is, if there were one thing that I would encourage for every person who's watching this, every aspiring IT auditor, and that is be intentional about working on your written and verbal communication skills. There is a gap, and I see this all the time when I am brought in to do quality assurance reviews as a part of a team to ensure that we're complying with the global IA standards from the Institute of Internal Auditors and complying with standards that come out from ISACA. We hear from boards, from senior leaders, what they say about IT auditors within the organization, within all auditors, for all auditors, quite frankly. And that is, yeah, they're really good. They're very technical, very detail-oriented. I just wish they were better communicators, because when they start talking, a lot of times stuff goes over our heads. And what the board is also saying, the senior leaders are also saying, is they are too reluctant to actually be able to convey the fact that they don't know what you're talking about. So you see a lot of smiling and nodding, and then people walk away not knowing what the heck you were just talking about or what they're supposed to do with that. So learning to be more effective, compelling, engaging, interesting communicators is absolutely one of the most critical skills that everyone should and can learn. And that's a part of my life passion now. And I do a lot of presentations and coaching on that, helping people to get to the point where they are going to be that much more effective as communicators in their audits. Quick blueprint on how to get started in IT auditing. If I were to give a quick blueprint on how to get started in IT auditing, first, it's identify who some of the people are that are currently doing that job, and then asking them the questions of, how did you get started? What's the path that you took? How would you recommend that I get started in this? What are the things that were helpful to you in your particular career progression? And don't reach out to people on LinkedIn and other social media just to be able to get from them, but try to figure out how you can actually how you can give affirmation and support and encouragement to those who inspire you. And then be intentional about following, liking, commenting on people's posts, getting a chance to create relationship, and then offer to treat them to lunch. Take them out for a virtual coffee. Send them a virtual coffee. If you want to, if you're meeting virtually, send them a gift card to Starbucks, or in my case, Dunkin' Donuts. Why? Because I'm from Boston, the birthplace of Dunkin' Donuts. Treat them to a virtual coffee. Get a chance to sit down with them, find out a little bit more about what they did, the path that they took, and make sure that you're intentional about committing to a pattern of lifelong learning, because especially in this discipline, there is no finish line. Where can I be reached on social media? You can find me on LinkedIn at Rob Clark Jr. There's a bunch of Robert Clarks, believe it or not, and I'm under Rob Clark Jr. You can go to my website, robclarkjr.com, robclarkjr.com. You can find me there, and I would love to continue the conversation. If this piqued your interest, and if you want to learn a little bit more, reach out. I'll be happy to engage in a conversation. And I wish you well in your quest, in your journey as an IT auditor.